Okay, so this is a little exciting because this is kind of the first time interviewing someone that I didn't really meet. Up before this. Usually I'm watching your journey for years and I get to interview you. But I've heard so much about you, especially through roles. She always talks about you. So, and your name has come up in interviews of other people. So you definitely have been influential in the community.
See, I told you were one of the cool ones.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be a cool kid.
So why don't you just introduce yourself and then briefly tell us a little bit about your weight loss journey and even how it began, what led up to you needing to lose weight, and then what was the point that you decided you had to do it?
Okay, sure. So my name is Dana, and my Facebook is my real name because I honestly never thought this was evolved into stuff, so Dana Osborne. My YouTube channel is MsDanaGerous, and the only reason I got that name is because I thought, oh, I'm going to do a blog. And I was looking for something to play my name, and this is about discovering the inner new thin girl. Mm-hmm. So I came up, DanaGerous Discoveries. Yeah, right. So MsDanaGerous is my YouTube name. I live in Arizona. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy June 12th of 2012. I've always been a fat girl. I was a big baby. Then I was sickly as a kid. My mom said I had my tonsils out when I was 5, and then from there, that was it. And just, I remember growing up being the biggest girl. Now, I'm not, in a scope of ranges, I probably, was never as big as you can get, but I was at one point up on 300. I say I kissed the 300-pound mark. Had just struggled, being overweight all my life, done all of the diets, all of the things that we do, remember growing up being fully peer pressured and all the things that happen when you are overweight. In really 1999, 2000, I looked at having weight loss surgery. At the time, they were only doing open, full cut.
Right.
There was no such thing as a sleeve, at least that I knew of. So we had a bypass, a DS, a lap band. I didn't like the idea of putting something else in. And at the time, I went to all of the pre-op orientation, all that sort of stuff, and went, holy cow, this scares the crap out of me. I walked away, said, I'm going to lose weight on my own. Fast forward 10, 12 years, and had lost a lot of weight, gained a lot of weight, lost a lot of weight, gained a lot of weight through, Jenny Craig, through this, all this stuff. And literally said, I got to do something. I had some health issues that came up. And I realized I'm going to be old, I'm going to be fat, I'm going to be crippled, not able to walk. What kind of life do I want to have? And my husband is going to have to push me around in a wheelchair. And it's not the life I want. Saw a girl at work, she'd lost a lot of weight. I said, what did you do? Oh, I had bariatric surgery. I'm like, oh, you had a bypass? No, I had this thing called the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. I went, what is that? That was November. I made my appointment January and had consult, and then 6 months later had my surgery.
And then she got all mad at me.
And today I stand in front of you thinner than I was in junior high. On the outside, I look one way. On the inside, I'm still the old fat girl on many, many, many days. And it's a constant process. I won't use the journey, acronym, but it's a constant process to figure out, what does this mean for me? That's a long answer.
Well, that's good because that kind of leads into the second question, which is, well, I guess kind of the first question, but what's something that you've learned about yourself? It doesn't have to be just related to weight loss surgery. But since you had the surgery and start losing weight, what's one thing you've learned about yourself?
Gosh, there's so many things. I've learned that I can do more things than I ever thought, and that it's scary, and I may need time to do it, and I may not be the best at it, but that I can do many things, and that there is a power in my being of saying I can look at a fear in the eye and I can kick its butt.
Fly wants to be an answer. That's a really good answer. Because I think a lot of people struggle with that, with how to overcome. And you, and this may tie into what you were going to say. You said that in 1999 you first looked at having the surgery, and it took you 12 to 13 years to actually do it. I mean, what kept you going, and what would you say to somebody who has been trying for a decade or more to lose weight and hasn't been able to do it consistently? And what kept you going, and what would you say to somebody that they should try to do to keep themselves from just giving up and saying, I'm destined to be fat forever?
Well, I don't know that I kept going very well in those 10 years, because actually my weight crop went up. And it's really weird, because what I'll say is that weight loss surgery is not the magic bullet, but it was part of the toolbox that has made me successful. So I still today, when I'm stressed, I want to go to the bakery and buy crap. And if you're grazing, and I don't dump, I don't do anything. If you're grazing on crap, you can graze. Even though I have a small tummy, it minimizes how much I can eat at one single time, but you can still graze. But at least it put a checkpoint. It put a checkpoint in for me where I have to pause. And for me, the pause and say, is this where I want, is a danger. Because I was one of these just, you're unconsciously putting it. So I struggle between how much is it internal, you can do this, and saying I had the tools, I had the ruby slippers, but yet I didn't have the ruby slippers. So I don't know how I can answer your question, except there's always hope. There's always hope. You never give up on anything in your life. We are amazingly powerful, powerful people. And if you don't have it in yourself, reach out and find somebody to help you. Because I do believe that we are here to lift each other.
That's really good. I think you answered it very well. So what's something that you still have as a future goal?
So I'm 2 years out. I've been in maintenance about, 6 months or so. I want to still be in a healthy, active body in 5 years. I have a maintenance goal range I'd like to be in weight-wise. I don't even know if that's right, because literally I never thought my weight could be where it's at. My goal weight was about 30 pounds more than what I thought. Because when they said, what's your goal weight going to be? I said, this is the lowest I've ever been as an adult. It'll have to be that, because nothing else is realistic. So I have kind of a goal range for weight, but my bigger goal is I want to live a healthy, active life. I'm in my 50s. My husband and I just started kayaking it's something new to do together that doesn't have us on our butts in front of a television. I want to live a healthy, active life, and my goal is no longer to say my weight held me back from something I wanted to do. And for many, many years, my weight held me back from something. That's my goal.
Okay, so last question. This is a serious one.
Oh crap, I have to be serious.
If you were a professional wrestler and had to pick a name that kind of represents you, what would it be?
Well, I already have my YouTube alter ego, which is MsDanaGerous. So it'd have to be something like Deadly DanaGerous.
Okay. You have to do this when you say it too, right?
Well, my husband makes fun of me because he tells me I don't know how to flex arm muscles. So I go, I'm getting muscles. And he's like, but you don't know how to flex. I don't know. So that would have to be stuck because I'm liking I do still like this idea about living your life shouldn't always be in your comfort zone, right? It shouldn't be always in your comfort zone. So the idea that you're a little bit DanaGerous, I kind of like it.
Nice.
So thanks for asking me to be on the show.
Sure. Thank you for being on. This is great.
All right.
To know you better. Thank you.